So Dan, do you mind just sharing a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so my name's Dan. I'm based in the northeast of England, in the UK, in a place called Newcastle. I by trade I'm a teacher, so I was a secondary school teacher teaching 11 to 18 year olds, and taught a number of different subjects. And moved to the senior leadership team of a secondary school, and then really got into technology. So I really kind of noticed the benefit that technology could have on improving education, not just for the teachers, but radically improving for students in terms of the benefits of cloud technology and being able to access education from anywhere at any time, and kind of and the potential to revolutionize kind of the education system that we've got at the minute, which is very much the same education system we've had for a few centuries now. So I very quickly then moved into digital strategy, and then started working for a group of colleges here in England. So we had 1,000 members of staff, 12,000 students, and it was my job to write the digital strategy and to implement it. So I had a team of about 25 staff whose job it was to upskill students and staff in digital skills, and then also under my leadership, kind of explore cutting edge technology that we could start to play around with and implement at the college. So kind of for a few years, my big thing was virtual reality, augmented reality. We spent a big budget on that technology, and then also kind of exploring artificial intelligence. And then when kind of everything blew up last year with OpenAI releasing ChatGPT to the public, and there's lots of interest, I was able to start sharing materials and resources and tips around how AI could improve education. And little did I know that kind of the whole world would be hungry for this type of information, because very in those early days, and when I say the early days, I'm talking about just 4 months ago, back at the end of November. There's a lot's happened since then. There's a lot of fear around this technology, especially in education, and to a certain extent, you still get some people who are spreading that fear. So I thought, oh, well, I'd kind of set myself up as the antidote to that, and lean into it and see, well, how can it benefit our teachers, our students, but ultimately the education system, which I believe needs radical reform. So so I started as a way in. Really, I started actually uh, just sharing tips on how can save teacher time. As a former teacher myself, I know time is a critical issue within teaching, in terms of spending a lot of your personal time on planning. And in fact, there was a survey done in the UK in 2019 that said teachers spend just as much time planning, marking work, and creating resources as they do teaching. And actually, teachers spend all day teaching, so they're doing the rest of the stuff on an evening, on a weekend, and I was doing that myself. So I think there's a big need there. However, as I like to say, kind of, I think a lot of these use cases, early use cases, are optimizing the current system, are just kind of giving teachers a bit of breathing room, or helping them to be a bit more creative within the constraints that they have. But I'm a big believer that's just step one of many steps, and that actually kind of full implementation of this technology and where it could go will actually lead to reforming the system, and putting the power back into the students' hands, putting the choice of education back into the students' hands, because I think personalized learning is going to be revolutionized by this technology. So back in January, um a publisher got in contact with me from the United States and asked me to start thinking about a book. At the time, they said to me, if we were approaching somebody early 2013, we'd probably look to publish the book in summer 2024. But they said we just can't do that because people need this book. So we set a date of the summer of 2023, and then the deadline just kept being pushed forward and forward and forward. But thankfully, I was every day I was doing workshops with teachers. I was with teachers, teaching them about AI. So my kind of wealth of knowledge grew exponentially over those few weeks and months, in terms of the application of these new AI tools. So we were able to pull a book together quite fast in the end. So I'm
I'm
so proud
amazed.
of it, because I know
I couldn't
it's
believe there
it's a
was a book on it already. And
yeah.
how can people find this book, Dan?
So you can get it on Amazon. So if you just go to Amazon and type in the AI classroom, it'll come up. It's already a bestseller, which is amazing, and yeah, it's I still have to pinch myself that we've written this book so fast and it's in people's hands already. It's about 400 pages and it just really covers the whole gamut at the moment. So in terms of what is AI, why is it going to be relevant to educators? Why might we not be prepared for it? How can we get quickly prepared for it? And then it really drills down into how do you use it. So there's 40 different guides of how to start using AI in there, and then there's a whole section on different AI tools. There's a section on universal design for learning. So how to use AI so that you can teach accessible content to students, and for students who need that type of accessible content. There's a section for leaders, so how to adapt the leadership strategy of education in order to be prepared for future innovations, which I believe are going to come. I think if you've had a wow moment at the moment with this technology, you're going to continue to have those wow moments as it gets better and better and better. So yeah, so the book came out, and a few months ago I was able to step aside from my digital strategy role for that group of colleges, and now I've set up a business where I full-time kind of show teachers, leaders, also businesses. I work with businesses, especially around marketing and how to use AI to transform processes and
I'm so glad
creativity.
I found you.